Hello Bright Thinker teachers, welcome to our video covering the newest feature available in the Buzz LMS, inbox messaging. This is a beta feature currently that it can be turned on or off by your administrative team. In this video I will be covering the many ways that teachers and students can utilize this newest feature. One of the first ways that teachers can utilize it is through the Needs Grading tab. So, similarly to how it usually works, when a student submits, you now have a message text box down here, and you can type in your feedback, whether you are providing a grade or not. And now you can utilize this small arrow to immediately send a message without providing a grade to the student. If I do this, the assignment will still stay in my Needs Grading tab until you do provide them a grade. You can also provide them a grade and still send a message, and it will happen simultaneously. We do have a more in-depth look at how the Needs Grading tab has changed, even if you do not opt to turn on the inbox feature. Covered in the support materials by a different support specialist. It is titled Feedback Messages / Template Update, and I will direct you there to see a more in-depth look of how the Needs Grading tab has changed overall with or without the inbox feature enabled. Outside of the Needs Grading tab, when you enable the inbox, or when your administrative team enables the inbox, it will show up here on your sidebar or in your top right corner. If you have received a message from a student, you will have the notification bubble there as indicated. In here, you can receive a couple of different messages from the students. If you have enabled the inbox, then students will be able to reply to any messages that you have sent them. This feature right here is utilizing how the student can send us a message from their lesson directly. So this student right here, King Bowser, has said that they need help on question 4. I can reply immediately without looking at anything, or I can go directly to this hyperlink based off of where the student has sent the message from. When I click into this hyperlink, it will take you to the top of the page for where they're at. However, when you scroll down, you can see whatever the student has currently inputted into the system. So they did mention that they needed help on question 4. I can see what they've submitted up until that point on question 1 and question 2. It appears they did not look at question 3, and they wanted help on that question 4 right here. They're a little unsure on how this works. From here, I can click back out of the lesson, and it will take me right back here. And I can reply to the student and say something along the lines of, remember lesson 3. And I can send that to the student immediately. As the teacher, I can edit my response if I actually meant to say lesson 4. And the student can see that it has been edited, but they cannot see what the previous message was. I can delete my response, and I can also delete student responses as well. Further availability in the inbox tab, I can filter by courses. Or I can utilize all courses at once. I can star messages to keep at the top. I can mark messages as unread. If I accidentally opened up the inbox and I'm actually not ready to respond, I can go ahead and mark this as unread, and that notification will still show up here in my top right corner. I can archive a thread with a student. If this is all I would like to say to the student, I can go ahead and archive it. All archived messages can be accessed here. So you have different filters that you have available on the left-hand side as well. You can look at your inbox. You can look at messages that you have sent to students from the Needs Grading tab. This is what we had sent. You can look at messages that you have starred. You can look at messages that you have not read yet. You can look at messages that you have archived, and you can look at messages that you have completely trashed as well. From the inbox, I also do have the ability to send a new message completely separate from a specific lesson or from a specific grade. I can send this to an entire course of students. I can send this to just the teachers. If there are multiple teachers enrolled in the same course as you, I can send it to every single person in the course regardless. Or I can send it to specific students enrolled in the same course as me as a teacher. So if I wanted to send one specifically just to Mario, I can go ahead and do that. A subject is required. I can bold messages, italicize them, underline them, change the text color, change the highlight. I can include an order list of numbers, as well as some different numbers available. I can use a bulleted list with different types of kind of symbols that I would like next to those. I can insert images via URL, capture an image. I'm not going to do that right now. Or just from my files in my computer. Or I can also insert an emoji very similar to the Needs Grading tab, and I can attach files as well. If you would like to submit something or send a message out to the entirety of a class, but you would not like to open a thread, you can select this box right here that will send a message individually to each person, similar to a BCC function in a Gmail. Similarly, if I do include multiple people in one thread, so if I would like Mario and Bowser to be included on this thread, then once I send the message with this checkbox checked off, it does create a thread with both students attached to it. These students can reply to each other and see each other's replies. They can respond to each other. However, it will only be hosted in this thread that can be archived, deleted at any time by the teacher, and will be monitored by the teacher as well. That is the main features here. You can select multiple boxes on the left-hand side and bulk update them. You can archive multiple, mark all of them as unread, or add a star to multiple message threads at once. In the inbox tab, you do have the triple dots in the top right corner that will be your more options. From here, you can see you can add recipients if you had initially intended to have multiple students on the thread, or and you had forgotten to add them. You can delete the thread completely, and you can also review the read and unread status. This will allow you to know who has read the message and who has not read the message, as well as the last time they have viewed the message with the date and the timestamp. This is a great tool to see if the student has seen your message regarding maybe a retry, and can result in further reaching out on why they've not yet responded to it. From there, I will now review how it looks on the student's side. And I'll go ahead and refresh my page shortly so that those messages that we had previously sent will show up for the student. So not only will the student have the inbox in their top right hand corner with the notifications there, a notification will also show up in their activity stream, and it will say the teacher's name sent you an activity message in this grade. And I can immediately see what lesson it was related to, and I can go and view the grade details, see what they had submitted to me, and I can respond right here. As a student, I also have the bold, italicize, underline, text color change, highlight change, number change, bullet list change, picture upload, emoji choices, and file upload as the teacher. When I respond as a student, however, I have no way to edit what I have said, I have no way to delete what I said, and I have no way to edit or delete what the teacher has said. I can send multiple messages to a teacher. unless the teacher closes or archives the thread. Utilizing the inbox as a student, this will be available in the main menu as well as inside of their lesson view or in their course view. Going here, as a student, I can see exactly what my teacher said to me. It is very similar. Filtering options, I can filter per course as a student to see just what my 4th grade science teachers have said. I can filter by what I've sent, what I've starred, what I have not read, and what I have archived. If a student does archive a message, the teacher can still restore it. As well as the student can if they had made a mistake on archiving that and they did not intend to. But as I had said, if a teacher does open up a thread with 2 separate students in it, and I, as a student, respond in it, I still cannot delete my messages or edit my messages in any way. But if I go to the other student in the thread, and I will refresh my screen shortly, then they will be able to see what the other student has said. The teacher does still have the ability to delete these messages and also delete the thread or archive the thread if they had not intended to include multiple students in one thread. Continuing with the student permissions, they can also send a message. Their only options are to send to teachers. They have no way to directly contact other students without a teacher creating the thread and being directly in the thread. I can message all of my Algebra 1 teachers. And it will directly send to all of them, and it does allow give the student a message at the bottom letting them know that the message was successfully sent. The student also has the option to submit a message inside of a lesson. So from their lesson view, if I am the student and I get a little confused about one of these questions, let's say I got confused on question 7, I have this paper airplane icon in the top right corner where I can send a new message. Because I'm in 4th grade science, I can only send it to 4th grade science teachers, and this is where I can request help and how the teacher will be able to get a hyperlink to see exactly what I've answered previously to this. For one final note before we wrap up this video, I did want to go over how the notifications can be applied for students and teachers for outside notifications from the site. So as a student, you can click on your name in the top right hand corner and you can select your settings for your user. You will need to provide a notifications email just for this specifically. This is not required for the inbox feature to work as a whole, just if you would like separate notification to your email address. This is the student view. They can decide if they would like the inbox notifications to notify them when they receive a message in their inbox, rather this be from a teacher changing their grade and notifying them of it through the inbox feature, or a teacher sending out a completely new message. They can receive that notification right away, daily, or weekly. Similarly for the teacher, it will be the exact same steps of clicking on your name in the top right corner, choosing the settings option. You will also need to provide a notifications email, and then from there you will have the exact same options of being able to receive a message right away, daily or weekly when a student messages you, another teacher enrolled in the same course messages you, or students message each other on a thread that you have created between the two of them or multiple of them.